Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know guys. Everybody is able to listen me properly, right? There's no issues with the audio or the video. Everybody is excited for today because we are going to start with our project, right? We're going to start with our project from today's class, guys. There's a lot that we have to do today. So make sure that I'm excited for today's class. Of course, there's no questions in that. But I hope that you guys are also as excited as I am for our today's class. Right, guys? Okay, great, guys. Awesome, awesome. So there's a lot that we have to study in today's class, a lot that we'll be coding. So it will take us 2 days to program the entire project itself. We might have to extend the number of days of the bootcamp by 1 day. So already we are extending it by 1 day itself. So instead of having it for 8 days, we might have it for 9 days as well because the project is actually very, very, very huge right over there, guys. Very huge right over there. So, but nevertheless, we'll focus upon the project itself. We'll try to make sure that we are able to do everything properly. We are not using any kind of like external things itself. We will be coding the entire CSS, the entire HTML, the entire JavaScript from the utmost scratch itself, guys. So you don't have to worry about it. The only thing that you have to worry about is paying attention, okay, and understanding every single thing. So the entire thing will be very easy, guys. The only thing that we need to focus upon is that we are able to understand everything. So first, let us start by understanding what have we studied in our yesterday's class. Okay. So can we first try to do a recap about what we have learned in our yesterday's class, guys? Please let me know. Good guys, let me know what have we studied in our yesterday's class, guys. Please let me know, guys. Could you let me know what have we studied about in our yesterday's class? We learned about shadow property. We started with the basics of JavaScript as well. We learned about the 3D image, the shadow box shadow property as well. We have learned about JavaScript variable, JavaScript basic, linking JavaScript, DOM tree manipulation itself. So the basics of JavaScript we have already covered in our yesterday's class. Today onwards, we'll be starting out with our project. Let's start by first looking at what project are we going to create. Okay, before starting it out, let us first try to see what is going to be the final result that is going to be there, guys. So this is the final project that we will be creating in our today's class, guys. This is the final project that we'll be creating from today onwards. Let me just reload this page itself so that we are able to see the page properly. So as you're able to see, we are able to see some of the movies that are coming up on the background. We are able to see that, okay, we hover over one of these things, the animations is popping up right over there for each one of them. We are having the movies, the recommended movies as well that are there, right? So these are the things that we are going to look at. We are having this subscribe button, login button, the search button right over here. Okay, with a cool animation as well. When you click on search, it basically expands the search bar for us. Of course, none of these links actually work. We are going to focus on creating this single page itself. But to continue doing it further, can definitely do that. But our focus will be on this single page right now and everything that comes along with it. Okay, so that is our aim for our project, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. The slider and everything, as you're able to see, we'll be implementing it in the exact same direction. We're hovering over something. We are able to see that it just pops up right over there, right? So we are having this add to watch list button as well that is popping up on the screen. Of course, all these things we will be looking at it, how we can proceed further with it, how we can improve it in the future as well. But this time our focus is just upon one thing, that is creating the project. That's it. Okay, using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Whatever new topics will be coming up, I will be personally explaining it to you guys. Do not worry about it. It is going to be a very simple project, guys. Okay, are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Right? Please let me know. Excited for the project? Okay, so shall we start with our project, guys? Shall we start with our project? Please let me know. Shall we start with the project, guys? Please let me know. Okay, so I'll just open up your chat on my mobile phone. Where is my mobile phone? Groot, give me the mobile phone itself. Actually, Groot was having my mobile phone, so I took it from him. Very bad boy. Okay, So I will just open up YouTube from right over here, subscriptions, and I will go to the DevTown clone itself. Okay, let's get started with it. I've opened up your chat as well and everything right here. I'll just keep the chat on the left hand side of my screen and let's get started. So very simple. First of all, we need to open up code sandbox itself. That is where we are going to code, and you can share this website. So the website will automatically be deployed for you because we are working on code sandbox. You can share this project with your friends or something. We'll be creating a new project or a new sandbox itself, guys, and we'll be selecting the static template from right over there. We're selecting the static template from right over there, guys. The same template that we had been working on since the inception of time. Now, as you're able to see, once you create a static template, a basic this is called as your normal code. Okay, your base code, your template code has already been created for us itself via our sandbox. A basic code, a basic template of the code has already been created for us. So we are not going to change this template. We'll use the exact same template itself. Whatever code that we are going to write, we just need to understand that this code is already given to us via code sandbox. We are not going to change it. Okay, this is your HTML page itself. First, today we'll try to write as much as possible of the HTML code that we need to have. Okay, so I'll just zoom into the platform. So right over here, I have zoomed into the platform itself, guys, as you're able to see. Is the code visible to everybody, guys? Please let me know. Is the code visible to everybody? Yes, the name for this code is called as the static, the static template or your boiler code itself. Okay, your boiler code itself, guys. So we are going to use this to understand our code as well. I'll just keep the phone right over here. How can I keep the phone right over here? Is there something that I can place? Yeah, this we can put it up right over here, and then I will be able to see your chat. Okay, so now we can go proceed further. The first thing that we have to do right now is that we will be providing the link to our style sheet. Okay, that needs to be there, right? We need to provide the link to our style sheet and change the name of this website as well. So right now the name of the website is static template, guys. Right now the name of the website is static template. Let us change that to Hotstar Disney Plus clone or something like that. So DISNEY Disney Plus CLONE. This will be the name of our new website, guys. Disney Plus clone. I don't think so there's anything to understand in this. We'll provide our link to our CSS file as well. We'll create the CSS file later on, but let's link it up right over here. So link CSS. That too we have already seen, so there's nothing to be explained right over here. /CSS. We'll create our CSS file right over here. Okay, so style.css. That's the file I will be having. We'll make the changes into the style.css later on. First, we need to start with our normal code itself. Right over here, the first part of our website will be the navigation bar, right? When you go to our clone itself, we are able to see this navigation bar on the top, guys. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. The navigation bar on the top right, top itself, guys. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know, guys. So this navigation bar has multiple items inside of it. You are having the Disney Plus logo, you're having this TV, movie, sports, premium. Then you're having this search icon on the right hand side, a subscribe button or a login button as well. So let's first try to create this navigation bar. Our today's aim starting off is to create this navigation bar to the best extent that we can. Okay, that will be the aim. So let us try. The JavaScript portion we'll be doing at the very end of the bootcamp itself, guys. First, our focus will be HTML, CSS. Once we're able to cover everything up from right over there, then we'll go towards JavaScript and all those animations and everything, guys. So let's first start it out with a nav bar. So just like div tag, we have studied about div tag, right? You guys remember the div tag? Please let me know. You guys remember the div tag? Please let me know, guys. So what is the div tag? Div tag is a container tag, right? It does not add anything to the items that it contains. It is just a container tag. Similar to that, a div tag that is used for navigation bar purpose, because every website needs a navigation bar. Every single website out there needs a navigation bar. So we term that div tag as nav tag, NAV, nav tag. It is nothing else but a div tag that is made for making the navigation bar. It's nothing else. It's a normal div tag, but because we are using it as a navigation bar, we name it as a nav tag itself, guys. A new tag right over here, but it is nothing new. It is same old div tag itself. So we'll create a nav tag right over here, guys. NAV, as you're able to see. We'll provide this nav tag with a class, guys. So class will name it as nav bar. Okay, that is the class that we are assigning to this nav tag. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to add some resources. So right now we require some images, we require some other aesthetic things itself. So of course we are not going to create our own images. We are going to use some of the images that I've already curated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide you guys with those images as well. You don't have to worry about it. I'm just going to upload that entire folder right over here. So it should be on my desktop inside of Hotstar. Where is the Hotstar? Where are you, Hotstar? Dude, I had kept it up right over there itself. Where is my Hotstar? Okay, yeah, I'm blind. I'm fucking blind. So these images and videos that are there, I'm just going to open it up and I'm going to upload all that right over here. So I think so I will have to upload it at once. So let us create a particular images folder itself. So IMAGES. This folder images is going to contain all our images that we are going to use for our website. I'm going to provide you guys with the images. I'm going to provide you guys with the videos as well on the tomorrow's class. Do not worry about it. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I'll provide you guys with all these resources, or even after today's class itself, I will provide you guys with all these resources. Do not worry. Okay, I am there for you. So I'll just upload all the images first. Hotstar images. We'll select everything up right over here and we will open it up. Yeah, something just fall off right over there. I hope so it wasn't something that caused any kind of damage. Okay, so as you're able to see, we are uploading the images right now, guys. So all the images have been uploaded. So we are having all the images that we are going to use inside of our project right over here. So right now we are just using images, but later on there will be requirements of videos as well. So just upload the videos as well right over here. VIDEOS, I guess, VIDEOS. And we'll just upload all the videos right over there as well. We'll go back. Hotstar videos, and these are the videos that is there basically for the icons itself. So I've already curated all the videos, I've already curated all the images. You don't have to worry about anything. I'll provide all the images as well as the video after today's class itself. Do not worry. At the end of today's class, I'll provide you guys with this. I hope that is fine with you. So we'll first start because we need an image, right? We need the image on the top left corner, that is the Disney Plus icon, right guys? On the top left corner, you are able to see the Disney Plus icon, guys. So we need to first create that. So we'll have the image tag right over here, guys. We'll have the image tag. The SRC will provide it as images or dot slash images slash, then you are having logo.png. So this is the image that I'm putting up right over here. Let us check if everything works fine or not. Yes, everything is working fine. So dot slash images slash logo inside. So it is basically saying that inside of the same folder that we are currently present in, go to the images folder, and from that images folder, I want the logo.png that I need. Okay. In the alternate text, guys, I'll just put up the alternate text right over here. Logo, that is all that I want to add. Okay, logo is more than sufficient, and I'll save it up right over here. I'll go back to my website and reload the page. I'll be able to see my Disney Plus logo right over there because it is not visible to us because it is of white color, guys. So once we'll make the CSS changes, the logo is there, guys. The logo is there. Just that we'll make the CSS changes. It will be appearing. Right now it is white in color. Okay. The next thing that we'll be doing is we need to provide with these things, right? TV, movies, sports, premium. These are the things that we want to add right over there. So for that, we'll create an unordered list, guys. We'll create an unordered list. Now inside of CSS, we'll be changing the styling so that we are not able to see any of the dots and everything appears in one line itself. But for now, we are going to use an unordered list to create that list of TV, movies, sports and premium. Using CSS will make sure that everything looks fine. Okay, so we'll use an unordered list right over here, a UL tag. Under the UL tag, we'll provide it with the li tags that it requires. So one li tag, I'm very sorry, one li tag. Let's just copy this as Control C, Control V, 2, 3 and 4. I have provided with the names as well. So that is TV. Okay, then we are having movies, MOVIES movies. Then we are having sports, SPORTS sports. Then we are having this right over here, that is log in. Okay, and then we'll provide it with some extra things as well. So first of all, class needs to be provided, right guys, to identify it. So class will provide it as nav under the hyphen links. Okay, this is the class name that I'm going to provide, nav links, guys. Okay, that is what I have chosen right over there. Even for our image as well, we need to provide it with a class right over there, guys. We haven't provided it, so let us put up a class right over there. We'll put it in the middle itself. So class will put it up as brand logo. Okay, so again, every single thing that you're creating, put up your like tags as well, your classes as well. So I had written no links, I've changed it up to nav links itself. Okay, so right over there, guys, then make sure that you are not making such silly mistakes such as I'm doing, like spelling mistakes and everything. Do not make those. Be more like jagrut, be more attentive to what you're doing, because I have to pay attention to live chat and this as well. Sometimes some spelling mistakes are made. Thank you so much, guys, for helping me out with that. Even for all the li tags as well, because in the future, if you are ever expanding the project, okay, if you're clicking on the TV, if you're clicking on TV, another website should appear, right? Another page should be appearing right over there. Are you guys able to understand it? If you are expanding this project in the future, if you click on TV, then a new website should open up. Inside of that, all the TV related things are there. So for that purpose itself, it should be clickable. We need to put up an anchor tag right over there, guys. We need to put up an anchor tag right over there. So for each of these links, we are going to put up an anchor tag right over here, guys. So an A tag right over here. And we'll shift this up right over there, Control X, Control V. Because now we don't want it to work, we are just going to provide it with hash. Okay, so hash basically says that currently we don't have any kind of links right now. Maybe in the future we'll be putting it up right over there. Currently we don't have any kind of like things right over here, guys. Okay, so we are just going to copy this up for every single thing. So hash basically means we don't have a link right now, but in the future we might paste it up. Okay, I will provide the ending thing as well. Control V, Control V, Control V. Let's put it up right over here, somewhere on the top, so that you guys are able to see me as well. Okay, so and then for each of these li tags, we need to provide it with a class of its own. So all these li tags are of the same class, guys. All of them will be put up with the same CSS to them. So for that reason itself, I'm going to provide it with a class, and I'm going to provide it with nav items. Okay, so nav links are there on the top. This I'm going to provide it with nav items. Also make sure, guys, whatever class names that you're putting up right over there, it should have certain meaning associated with it. It shouldn't be some random gibberish words. Okay, the class name should have a meaning associated with it as well. For example, right over here, it is the items present in my navigation bars. That is the reason I'm providing it with nav items. Okay, make some meaning right over there, guys. Okay. Okay, so we have put up our this needs to be changed to premium, premium. Thank you, somebody pointed it out in the live chat. That is the reason why. Kansha, thank you so much for pointing that out. So TV, movie, sports, premium has been done. Now, if you go back to our website and reload the page, it will look like shit because we haven't added any CSS to it. As you're able to see, this is the image right over here. And these are the links, so it looks like shit, but we will be changing it up with our like CSS itself, guys. So never worry about that. So you are able to see how shit things look when you are just writing it with HTML code itself, right? But we need to do that. The skeleton needs to be created so that we are able to make the changes to it, right? The next thing that is there is the rest of the stuff. That is your search bar, your subscribe, and your login buttons, right? These are the three things that we need to add right over there. For that, guys, we are going to use a div tag that is going to contain all the three things for us. We're going to create a div tag right over there called as the right container, which will contain the search bar, which will contain the login button, which will contain the subscribe button for us. So let us do that right over here, guys. Okay, let us do that. We'll create a div tag right over here, guys, and inside of the div tag, we'll put up the class of right container. RIGHTCONTAINER container. I think so I've written the right spelling right over there. Okay. Inside of this right container itself, there are three things that we need to have. Okay. Why use div tag? Because div tag is a container tag, right? You need to contain. So all these things are to the left. By default, things are on the left itself. But these things you need to put it up on the right. So the entire container, we're going to space it out. We're going to space it out using CSS. That, okay, all the things be on the left, the container be on the right itself. And inside of that container, you are having the search box, you are having the subscribe, and you are having the login button as well. So let's create that, guys. Let us create that. You are having the input field. So for taking up an input, the search bar, it's basically an input field, right? You are inputting some text inside of it. So that if you want to create it, you use the input tag inside of HTML. Okay. You create the input tag using HTML, guys. The type is text. Okay, the type is text right over there. We'll put up a class right over here called as the search box, SEARCH box. Okay, and it needs to have a placeholder inside of it. So if you go back, you're able to see that inside of the search box, you're having some search written inside of it by default. Are you guys able to see that? Inside of the inside of the search bar, are you guys able to see that you are able to see a search text written inside of it? That is called as placeholder. That when the search is by default, there's nothing inside of it. It should show a message that what is this for. So for that, we are having this search button right over there. It's basically showing that, okay, this is a search button. Okay, search input field itself. That is called as a placeholder inside of HTML. So we'll provide it with a placeholder, PLACE, place, HOLD, holder, and we'll put it up as your, we have to make the code a little bit shorter. I should remove myself from the screen. I'm looking like shit as well. Okay, I'll just make this shorter. So the placeholder, we need to provide it with a placeholder. I will provide it with the placeholder SEARCH search. A simple placeholder right over there, guys. A simple placeholder right over there. We'll save this. We'll come to the next particular line itself, guys. Inside of the div tag, the other two buttons needs to be created, right? So one is the button and the other one is just login. That's just like a link itself. So let's create a button. Creating a button is very simple inside of HTML. You use the button tag. Okay, you use the button tag right over there. So BUTTON button tag. Please do not write the code along with me, guys. Please do not write the code along with me. Try to understand the code right now. Okay, try to understand the code right now. After the class, refer the video and create the project on your own as well. Right now, just listen to me very carefully. Okay. So button tag, we are creating it right over there. Let us put it up with a class as well. So class, and we'll put up the class as SUBBTN. That is basically subscribe button itself. So I'm just providing it to SUBBTN short form. And then we are having SUBSCRIBE subscribe. Just like you should be subscribing to this channel as well at any particular point of time. Okay, the next will be link. So we'll be creating a link, guys. As you're able to see, one is a button, the subscribe is a button, but login is basically like a link itself. Okay, so we are going to put up that link right over there. So we'll use the anchor tag, of course, and we are going to provide it with for right now just a hash, because we are not going to change it, and we need to provide it with a class as well. So provide it with a class called as login -link. That is the class that I will be providing right over there, and text will be logged in. Okay, so just save it right over here, guys. We'll go back to our website, reload the page. So as you're able to see, everything is appearing right over there, guys. Just that it looks like shit. Okay, just that it looks like shit itself right over there. But nevertheless, right now let's start changing some of the CSS inside of it, and let's see how that takes us somewhere. Okay, so let's start changing the CSS inside of it, guys. Okay, shall we start changing the CSS, guys? Please let me know. Shall we start changing the CSS, guys? Please let me know. Now, any of the stuff that we haven't studied up to this point of time, we'll take it a challenge that everything we'll try to Google it up. Okay, anything that we don't know about, we'll try to Google it up. Because I want you guys to understand that whenever you're creating a project, it is fine to Google stuff, as not everybody knows about everything. Yes, some of the basic things you remember it because you coded so many number of times, you have searched so many number of times on Google that you start remembering it. But with time itself, it is fine. If you don't know something, just Google it up, guys. Just Google it up. Never feel ashamed. Even I Google it up every single day. Okay, so in this bootcamp itself, I'm going to Google every stuff up, so that you guys are able to understand that it's totally fine. Okay, never worry about it. So we'll go to style.css, guys. This is where we're going to put up our styling. Now for the entire website, if you want to apply some changes for the entire website itself, you use something called as star. Okay, star basically takes up the entire website. as a particular like tag itself. Your entire website is taken up as a particular tag. The star basically means all. Okay, the full form of star is basically all, guys. So all the tags that are there, I want all the tags to have a margin of 0, a padding of 0. Now what is margin and padding? Okay, because it's a new topic, right? You guys haven't learned about the box model that is there. So no issues. I will first deal with this property called as box. So anytime that you're able to see anything on your website, it is basically, we can draw boxes around it. We can draw boxes. Even if you see something that is circular in nature on a website, you see something that is circular in nature, in the truth, it is not a circle, guys. It is actually a rectangle. It's actually a rectangle that contains a circle inside of it. It is actually a rectangle that contains a circle inside of it, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Anything and everything that you see on a website, you can change it up into boxes and convert it up into boxes itself. Let us look at that. Let us look at that. To understand it even further, let us look at a particular website. Let us take up the website that we are currently building up. Okay, and let's take a snapshot of this. Okay, let us take up the Snipping Snipping Tool. Guys, the class is going to be a little bit lengthy today because there's a lot that we have to do and the project is going on. So if you feel that the class is a little bit boring, I hope so not. But yes, the class is going on for a very long period of time, guys. So be ready for that. Okay, so right over here, guys, as you're able to see, this is the screenshot of our website. If you look at it properly, you can like divide everything into boxes. For example, this is the first box right over here that contains the navigation. Instead of the navigation, I'm having another box right over here. Instead of that, I'm having these boxes right over here. So everything I can divide into boxes. This is called as the box model. This is called as the box model, that anything on your website can be divided into boxes. Now, think about this entire website as nothing else but a piece of land. Okay, think about it as a piece of land itself. Now, and these boxes as our houses. Okay, these boxes as our houses itself. So whenever you create a house, how do you create it? For example, if this is a particular land that we are having, do you create all the boxes like this? Like this is one house, then this is the other house. There is no gap between the two houses. There is no gap. Okay, shit. There is no gap between the two houses, guys. Directly one house, then you're having the second house right over here, then you're having the third house right over here, and so on and so forth. We make like some kind of stuff between two houses, right? Roads is there, you are having land is there. Even when you're building a house as well, let's assume this is the land that you own. Okay, let's assume this is the complete land that you own. You don't create the entire house on the entire land itself, right? You don't create the entire house on the entire land at any particular point of time. What you do is, for example, you will first keep a certain, let's assume, you will have the house right over here in the middle. So this is your house, guys. In the middle, you are having your house. Then around the house, you will be having some green area, right? Around the house, you will have some green area where you can play around with your family or do something. So that is basically your playing area itself. That is the green color land. That is your garden or something. And then you are having a border. At the end, you are having a border itself. Inside of the border, this is the way that you protect your house. You create a wall around your entire house. Now, you cannot create the wall on your neighbor's house. You cannot create the wall outside your property. All the wall, all the garden, all the house needs to remain inside of the property that you own. Am I right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. Am I right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. You have to create all these things inside of your property itself. Even if the property has been created, if this is your property, the next person is not going to put up his property adjacent to you. He's going to leave some spacing as well. Control C, Control V. So he's not going to put up his house right over here. Otherwise, how are you going to get out of your house? You leave a little bit of space between two houses itself. Similar to that, if I'm putting up a house right over here, you leave a little bit of space right over here. If I put up a house right over here, you leave a little bit of space right over here, and so on and so forth. Now, this particular area that is there, okay, this area that is there in between the houses, this is not owned by anybody. This house is not owned by anybody. It is owned by the government. This is where the roads are created. This is where the roads are created. This is where the government comes into picture. Okay, this is not owned by you. You only own what is present inside of this box itself. That's it. In a similar manner, if you are able to think about like all the elements on your website as boxes, Each of them have these properties. Okay, this is called as your original element. For example, it's an h1 element itself. So we'll have a particular text right over here. Let's say A, B. This is the text right over here inside of our h1 element, guys. Now that is basically your element. Okay, now your element will have a padding around it. Okay, inside of it. Okay, this, so if I say that what is the width of this element, this is the width of this element. This is the entire property that the element is currently holding on to. This is the entire property that the element is h1 element is currently holding on to, guys. Okay, let me just bring it out right over here. Okay, and the second particular thing that is there is, for example, this is your boundary. For the element as well, there is a boundary, guys. This is the boundary boundary right over here. This is called as padding. Okay, padding, spacing inside the tag. Okay, this is basically making the space inside the border and the text itself and the content. That is the space that is called as border padding. The space between your padding and the rest of the entire website is called as your boundary itself. And this stuff that is owned by the website, that is owned by the government, now this stuff is basically called as margin. This is called as margin. Basically spacing between two different tags. Spacing between two different tags, that we call it as margin right over there. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Margin, border, padding. Are you guys able to understand these three, guys? Please let me know. Because this is what you're going to use inside of CSS. I don't want anybody not to be able to understand it. Good. Awesome, guys. Now that I've made you guys understood this, I'm giving you an assignment for today's class. Okay, of course, we are going to continue studying further. But an assignment for today's class, the assignment is very simple. Search and let me know what do you mean by border box. What do you mean by border box from the box sizing attribute? Box sizing is border box. And I've made you guys understand this box property itself. I want you guys to research about it after today's class. Go back home, research a little bit about it. I know many of you guys would actually know about it as well. So come into tomorrow's class letting me know what is the meaning behind this particular sentence. We're going to use it today, but I want you guys to figure out the meaning tomorrow. Okay, so let us go back to our code, guys. Let us go back to our code. Let us put up that the margin for all the different things that are there is going to be 0, and the padding for all the different tags that are there is going to be 0. So for every tag I've already set it up, and I'm going to put up the box sizing attribute as well as border box. Okay, so this is something that I want you guys to identify and come back in tomorrow's class on what does this mean. Okay, what does this mean? Padding is basically like the garden around your house itself. That is what padding is, internal spacing within the property. Okay, so try to understand this, guys, and let me know in tomorrow's class. The next thing that we're going to change is for the body tag itself. For the body tag, we're going to change the width, background, and the position and all this kind of stuff. So for the body tag, we need to put up a certain background color, right? The background of the entire website is a dark bluish tone itself. So that we need to put it up. We need to figure out the width of the like entire screen. It should be a little bit more like responsive in nature. But to do that, we'll set up the body tag as 100%. So the width of the body tag will set up as width of the body tag. We'll set it up as 100%, guys. So that will make sure that at any particular point of time, even if you are watching it on a desktop, you're watching it on a mobile phone or a tablet, the screen remains unchanged, like it remains same itself. Otherwise, on bigger size screen, the things will get scattered around a lot. So for that, I've set up the width as 100%. I'm setting up the background as well, guys. So I'm going to set up the background, not the background color. I'm going to take up a particular hash code itself that I've already found out for you guys. Okay, so that is 0C111B. Okay, so this basically identifies a dark blue color. As you're able to see, this basically identifies a dark blue color itself. So this hash code is basically what represents a particular color. Every color has a hash code associated with it. So I've already figured it out that what is the original hash code, and I've used it right over here directly. Now I'm going to put up the position as relative. Okay, position I'm putting it up as relative. So this basically means that everything, all the things that we're going to put it up will be relative to the body. Okay, so from the top it should be like 10 pixels, from the left it should be from 10 pixels. If that is what I want to set up right over there, then I should know that to what I'm looking at these 10 pixels and 10 pixels, top and bottom of what. So that is going to be our body tag itself. That is going to be our body tag itself, guys. Okay, so every element that we'll be putting up will be in representation, in reference, in relation to the body tag itself, guys. Okay, the next particular thing that we are going to use is the font family, guys. I'm going to use the font family. So whatever text that we are going to have, which particular family should it be responding to? The first preference I'm going to give it to Roboto. Okay, Roboto as the first system that I'm going to give it to it, and sans serif. So these are the two font families that I'm assigning right over here. If on any of the devices Roboto font is not available, then it will show all the text as sans serif itself. And if that is also not available, then the default font of that browser will be shown. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. These are font families. Okay, these are fonts that are of similar types itself. If Roboto is not present on somebody's system, then the website will be shown in sans serif. If sans serif is also not present on somebody's system, then the default font of that browser will be shown to the people itself. So I figured it for the body property as well. The next one that we need to see is the nav bar. Let us see how our website looks like right now. Let's go back to our website and reload the page. This is what the website looks like right now. The color is good. Disney Plus we are able to see, but the rest of the stuff we need to change it. Okay, the rest of the stuff we need to change it right now. So we'll go back. We will change the .nav bar right over here. Okay, .nav bar can be directly write blue on the place of the hash code or blue color. So Kushi, it will be a default blue color itself. It will not be the blue color of the website that you are trying to clone. You're trying to clone a website, so you need to take the colors of that particular website itself. That is the reason why we are copying the hash code from there instead of using our own color. We want to make a clone of a website, not our own website. Okay, but when you're creating your own website, whatever you want to do, you can definitely do it. Okay, so navbar will change some of the stuff right over here. The first thing that we are going to change is width. Width will put it up as 100%. Okay, width will put it up as 100%. Height will put it up as 80 pixels. I don't think so there is anything to talk about it here. We have already learned about width. We have already learned about height. We've already learned about percentages and pixels. So there's nothing to be talked about right over here. Now, when you scroll on a website, the nav bar remains right over there, right? It does not vanishes. Okay, is able to understand this? Please let me know. When you scroll on a website itself, the nav bar remains right over there. It does not vanishes, right? Have you guys seen this? Are you guys able to understand what I'm trying to say? Please let me know. So for that, we are going to use something called as position is going to be fixed. Position of this particular nav bar is going to be fixed. We are not going to change it. Okay, so position, we'll keep the position as fixed. So it will make sure that our nav bar always remains on the top. It does not get scrolled away right over there. Okay, now because we have put up that the position of our body tag is relative, because we have posted up that all the relations will be made in terms of the body tag itself. Now, where is this particular position of the nav bar fixed? It needs to be fixed on the top itself, right? For fixing it up on the top, the width is 100%, right? The width is 100%. It will occupy the entire width of the screen. The height is also fixed at 80 pixels itself. But where on the website should I place it up? So, for it to be on the top itself, we need to make sure that above it, there should be no space. On the left-hand side of it, there should be no space. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Above it, there should be no space. On the left-hand side, there should be no space. So, top, above this particular, above this nav bar, there should be no space. So, top should be 0. Anything above this should be 0 itself. Left should be 0. So, that will make sure that our nav bar is on the top always. It is always fixed. It's always on the top. There's nothing on top of it. There's nothing on the left of it. The width is 100%. It is taking up the entire width of our screen, guys. Taking up the entire width of our screen. Okay. The next thing that we have to see is that when we go to our website, you are able to see that inside of this nav bar itself, there is some kind of, so there is some spacing right over here, there's some spacing right over here, there is some spacing right over here, there's some kind of spacing all around the nav bar. This is your internal spacing, guys. This is your, so we'll go to inspect option, we'll go to the inspect option, guys. We'll look at our nav bar right over here. Okay, let me see if I'm able to show it to you guys right over here. So as you're able to see right over here, I've selected the nav bar. You're able to see that there's some spacing on the left and right hand side of our nav bar, guys. There's some spacing on the left and right hand side of our nav bar. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this, guys? Please let me know. There is some spacing on the left and the right hand side of our nav bar, guys. So that spacing has been created using padding. As you're able to see, it is showing that it is padding right over there. It's created using padding, guys. So let us do that. To do that, it is very simple. We just write padding right over here. Padding, padding. And then we put up that, okay, it is 0 on the top and bottom. Okay, it is 0 on the top and bottom. We don't want any padding on the top and bottom of our nav bar. And 4% padding on the left and right hand side of our nav bar, guys. 4% of padding on our left and right hand side of our nav bar. The next thing is again background. So we'll put up the background itself. BACKGROUND background. We'll put up the exact same color right over here as well. So #0C111B. The same color I'm using right over here as well for our nav bar, because that is how the website has been created. So I'm just using the same thing. Then Z index. Okay, how away it is from your plane itself. Okay, so you are having a plane right over there, right? A two-dimensional plane, your website. So on the Z axis, that is towards you. On the Z axis, that is towards you. Is it away from it or not? So for our purpose, we are going to put it up as 0. We don't want it to shift away from our eyes. In the future, using JavaScript, we'll be changing this value. In the future, using JavaScript, we'll be changing this value. Right now, when we open up the website, it is inside of the website itself. We are not going to change it. It is going to remain. The Z value is going to remain at 0 itself, guys. At 0. Okay. The next thing that we are going to do is display as flex and align items as center. Okay. Now, what do we mean by these particular lines of code? Okay. You are having a display, and display we are setting up as, oh shit. Okay. I hope so I haven't deleted anything. Flex. Okay, and we are going to set up one more line of code, that is align items, and we are going to do it center. Okay, so what is happening right over here? So flex is basically a particular method. What is Z index? So for those guys who haven't studied mathematics from their childhood itself, there is an x-axis, there is a y-axis, and then there is a z-axis. In 3 dimensions, the z-axis basically means towards you. In a normal website, the x and y direction is a particular website itself, the plane of the website. If you want something to pop up from the page of the website itself, you provide it with the z-axis. You provide it with the z-axis itself. Are you guys able to understand? It's 0 because we're going to change it with JavaScript. We want to add some animations in the future. So with JavaScript, we'll be changing it. Right now, for CSS purpose, we are just keeping it as 0. Okay, I hope those who have not studied mathematics in their childhood, they are able to understand what I'm talking about. Okay, still somebody is not able to understand z-axis. No issues in that. Okay, so display is flex, guys. Again, I don't know what is flex. Let's assume I don't know what is flex, guys. Display flex in CSS, meaning search. Simple, guys. I'm just going to go further with, okay, what is flex? I'll go to the first particular property itself. I'll just go through them. Just go through them. I'm not even telling you to, like, you don't have to do anything. You just have to go right over here. You have to just read through the entire thing itself. You just have to read through the entire thing. Flex we are using because we want everything, all these things to come up into one particular line itself. We want everything to come up into one particular line. So we set up the display as flex. All the items that are there are going to come up into one particular line. We can now accommodate everything into one particular line itself. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Why left is 0? Why not right? Because your width of the nav bar is 100%. So if I'm specifying that the left is 0, then I know that it is going to take up the entire width of my screen. It is simple mathematics, logic. It is IQ, nothing less, nothing more. Normal logic itself. Okay. Okay. So right over here, guys, we are going to use flex. As you are able to see, it helps us put all the containers into one particular row itself. As you are able to see right over here. Okay, all the items, we can put it up into one row. We can add items, we can remove items as well. That is the reason why we are going to put up flex as our display. And the second particular thing that we are having right over here is align item center. So according to the center of the website itself, all the items that this navbar will be having, it will align it according to the center of the website. So that is what we are putting up right over there. Okay, so we'll save this. Okay, we'll save this right now. We'll move further with the next particular topic, that is our brand logo. Did I put up the for the logo? Did I put up a particular class? Yeah, I put up the brand logo itself. So we'll put up the brand logo right now, guys. Dot brand logo. So that is the class of our logo itself. And then we are going to add like just the size of that logo, that is HEIGST height. I will change it up to 70 pixels. Okay, as simple as that. Nothing a lot is not changed right over here. Just the height, I'm changing it up to 70 pixels. The width will automatically be adjusted right over there. Okay. The next thing is dot nav links. Okay, dot nav links, guys. That is the next particular property that we need to change. So we are going to have the margin. Okay, because the nav links right over here, as we're able to see, we go back to our website. The nav links, the image is starting from right over here, guys. The image is starting from right over here. We need to put and the so just think about it in such a way. Let me try to make this easy for you guys to understand. It is basic maths, guys. It is basic maths. How am I figuring out these numbers? It is basic maths itself. I'm having something that has a height of 80 pixels. Okay, the height is 80 pixels. The image that I put up right over there, it's that it has a height of 70 pixels. So this is our image that has a height of 70 pixels itself. Now I want to put up some text. What is the margin that I should be maintaining from the top? What is the margin that I should be maintaining from the top itself? So that, because right over here, all these are basically present inside of a UL tag itself, I'm putting up a margin of 10 pixels. Now you are basically trial and testing these things out. I've created the entire project. I've done all the things. So 10 pixels ka top margin, I'm taking it up right over there. So right over here, guys, I'll put up a margin top. I'll put up the margin top as 10 pixels itself. Very simple, very easy. Again, because this UL tag as well has all these different TV, movie, sports, premium. We need to bring all of them into one particular line as well. We need to bring this TV, movie, sports, medium. Under this UL tag, you're having the list items, right? We need to bring that together in one line. So that too, we are going to display it as flex. Guys. So display as flex. The next thing that we're going to do is we don't want the bullet points to appear. Guys. Okay. So for that itself, we are going to set up another list style. Okay. List style to none. So that will basically make sure that none of the bullet points is appearing at any particular point of time. We don't want bullet points, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. We don't want bullet points at any particular point of time, guys. The next thing that we need to change is the anchor tag inside of list items. Guys. So dot nav, nav, and then you are having items. And under that class, you want to select the anchor tag from right over there. So this is a very important selector, guys. Now, if you go back, you see right over here, the anchor tag has no class. As you're able to see, the anchor tag has no class. Are you guys able to see this? It's a very important topic. I want you guys to understand this properly. The anchor tag that you are able to see right over there has no class to it. You are having a class for this li tag itself, and that class is nav items. So right over here, I've selected nav items. I've selected the tag that is having the class as nav items itself, nav items. And from that, I've selected the tag A. So under nav items, is there any anchor tag present? That is what I'm asking right away. That is the tag that I'm trying to select. Under the class nav items, is there any tag that exists having the anchor tag? That is how I'm selecting the anchor tag right over here itself. Okay. So I will go back to our code, guys. We'll go back to our code and we'll put up some other things itself. Now, the first thing that you're going to do is text decoration. That basically means all this type of stuff that you're able to see, right? you're having these underlines under this stuff, you're having the blue color logo itself. We don't want that. Okay, we don't want that. We don't want these underscores, we don't want this blue color, we want it to be extremely plain. To change that, we are having another property called as text decoration. Okay, text decoration, and we'll change it to none. Okay, that we don't want any kind of decoration for our text. The next thing is that margin. Okay, so margin, because between two particular items, between the two nav items itself, whether it be home, whether it be live, these type of items that are there, we need to have some spacing between the two. So for that, I'm putting up a spacing of 20 pixels between the two to make sure that everything looks separate. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to transform all the letters. Okay, currently if you go back to your code, you are able to see TV is capitals, movies is somewhat capital, somewhat small, sports is somewhat capital, somewhat small. But on our website, everything needs to be of the same type, guys. Everything needs to be of the same type. So we're going to use transform method, text transform method itself, and we are going to transform everything into capitalize. Okay, text transform and capitalize. Okay, you can just search on the Google as well what is the meaning of that. It's very simple, just control C and then go back, search on the internet, control V. So you are able to see specify is how to capitalize an element's text. Okay, how to capitalize an element's text. So you can read a little bit more about it. We want everything to be of the same type. We don't want anything to appear out of ordinary. For that reason, we are putting up the text transform method as capitalize itself right over there. Okay, the next thing that we want to change right over here is the color. The color should have in the color white itself, right? The color should have it white itself, right, guys? Please let me know. That is up to you guys. You can capitalize it, you can convert it into all small letters, all uppercase characters, whatever you prefer. But for me, I prefer to capitalize it. But for our project, I've taken up the clones. So I'll go further with what they have used. Okay. The next particular thing is color, guys. So the color of the text should be white color in shape. So I'm just going to use hashtag FFF. So that basically creates a whitish color itself for us. And the opacity, okay, opacity, I'm going to figure it out as 0.9. So it's not going to be completely opaque. I'm like blurring it a little bit. Okay, opacity is an English word. I don't think so I need to explain what does opacity mean. So opacity is basically something that is completely solid, then a little bit translucent, and then transparent in its entirety. So to make sure that things look a little bit glossy in nature, I'm just putting up the opacity as 0.9. I'm just putting up the opacity at 0.9 itself, guys. Now we are going to move further with the right container itself. We need to write the code for the right container as well, right? So we'll take up the right container right now. So dot, and then you're having your RIGST, right? TAI and your container. Now please make sure that you guys are not making any kind of spelling mistakes, because I make a lot of spelling mistakes itself. What is opacity by default? It is basically solid, that is 1. 1 basically means completely solid, like a wall itself. You can punch through it. Okay, so you cannot punch through it, but yeah, it is a complete solid. So that is your opacity. Completely, you are able to see it properly. 0.9, I'm just reducing the opacity by a little bit. Again, opacity is not something related to programming. It is related to normal education itself. It's an English word. It is not something that is something else itself. Okay, so for this, we are going to use display as block. So up till now, we have been using display as flex. For the first time, we are using display as block, guys. We are using display as block. This is for the first time that we are doing that. Now, does anybody knows what is the reason? Why are we using block, guys? Please let me know. Anybody who like knows what is display block, or the reason why we are using display block for a right container, the div tag? Anybody knows it? Please let me know. For those people who don't know what is opacity, they have never heard the term opacity itself, please go and like open up an English dictionary and read that word out. Opacity basically means something that you cannot see through. Opacity, translucent, and then transparent. Opaque objects. You cannot see through that object itself. Anybody who has used the like display as block up to this point of time and who knows what is this display block property itself, please let me know. Okay, so for display block itself, guys, you are able to see right over here. Okay, this is written right over here. It will display every element as a box element. Okay, every element will take up the entire width of the entire page. Okay, the element will take up the entire width of an entire page itself. That is what a block element basically means. Okay, that are basically means that a block element right over there. It takes up the entire space of the entire width itself. That is what the block element basically means. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So whatever we need to contain inside of this div tag, whatever is contained inside of this div tag, that is the right container, this input and everything, we want it to be a block element itself. The display will be according to a block element itself, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please do let me know. Great. So we'll go back. Display block we have already done, and margin left. So what should be the margin left, guys? Now, if you guys remember, we have put up that the for our navigation bar, okay, for our nav bar itself, the align items are according to the center itself. The align items are according to the center. So margin left, we are not going to fix it up as 0. Otherwise, our entire thing will start from the center itself. We don't want that. So we'll put up a margin left as auto. Okay, that you adjust the margin according to yourself. According to the center that we are having, you adjust the margin according to that and give me the particular space that I need to have. So the right container, I'm just putting up two things itself, that the display is going to be block and the margin left is going to be auto, because we are having it right over there, guys. Okay, the next thing that we have to go further with is the dot search box. SEARCH search hyphen box, and we'll put up the semicolons right over there. Okay, the first thing that we'll be starting is that the search box that is currently there on our screen, it has a giant ass border around it. Okay, are you guys able to see the search bar right over here? The search bar that we currently have on the bottom of the screen, it has a giant ass border around it, guys. Are you guys able to see this? We don't want it, so we'll first remove this border. We don't want any border, guys. We'll BORDER border, and we'll fix it up as none. We don't want any. Okay, it should be plain and simple. Okay, and right over here, if you go to our clone, guys, you are able to see that just the bottom of our like search bar, the bottom of our search bar has one line right over there. That is the border of the search. Only one particular border we want to have. So for that, we are going to set it up as border bottom. Border bottom, will set it up as 1 pixel solid line. 1 pixel solid line, and that too of the color AAA. Okay, so that is something that I'm putting up a little bit grayish color. Okay, so AAA right over here, guys. Next, we are going to put up the background as transparent, because we want to see the background. We don't want it to be white in color. We don't want it to be opaque in nature. We want it to be transparent. We want to see the background itself. As you're able to see right over here, you are able to see the background through your search bar itself. So we're going to put it up as background as transparent. So BACKGROUND background, and put up the background as transparent. Okay, not transparent. Okay, that joke was very bad. Okay, the next little thing, we don't want any outlines or anything engravings, nothing we want. So outline as well, we'll put it up as none. We don't want anything right over there. It should be a plain as search bar itself. Height, we'll put it up as 30 pixels. So 30 pixels of height right over here. We'll put up a particular color as well. So color, we'll put it up as whatever you type right over there. What should be the color of what you are typing right over there? So that will put it up as white. So #FFF. Okay. Then we are going to move. So somebody understood the joke as well. Okay, no issues in that. Okay, so I thought many of you guys will not be able to understand the joke, so I just quit it right over there. Width, we'll put it up. So we'll put up the current width. Later on, we'll be changing the width using JavaScript. But right now, 250 pixels as the current width. We are going to put it up right over there. Whatever we are writing, so text transform, we'll set it up as capitalize, and then we are going to have the font size. So whatever you're going to write right over there, what is the size of that font? So that will set up as 16 pixels for right now. And along with that, the font weight. So how bold should be the font? So font weight basically tells what should be the weight of the font, like how bold or how thin the font should be. So right over here, I'm going to specify 500. Okay, right over here, I'm going to specify 500. That's the font width that I want, weight that I want to have. And transition. So later on, we're going to add some animation right over here. Okay, later on, we are going to add some animation right over there, guys. For now onwards, I'm going to put up one particular tag right over here, transition. But later on, I'm going to make you guys understand when we'll be learning JavaScript that what is the use of this line. Okay, we are not going to do it right now. We're going to do it at a later point of time itself. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. So what I'm going to write right over here, guys, we will be learning about it at a later point of time. Right now, I'm just writing it because like it is needed right over here. I don't want to write it at a later point of time. So transition, I will put up the transition as 0.5 seconds. That is the transition time that we need right over there. Now, the next thing that we need to have is focus, guys. Next thing that we need to have is what happens when you have clicked over it. Okay, what happens when you click on this? This is called as focus, guys. This is called as focus. Please try to understand this. When you click on this, what is happening right over there? That is called as focus. So what is happening, guys? When you click on it, it becomes bigger in width, as well as the color of the bottom line changes to be from gray to blue. Are you guys able to see this? When I click on it, the width increases and your line changes its color from gray to blue, guys. Okay, we are not hovering over it, we are focusing. There's a difference between hover. Hover means that I'm just hovering my mouse. Here I have to click on this so that it becomes bigger. Okay, that is basically, so to do that, we are going to have .search search box itself. And what happens when we focus? Okay, when we focus upon it. So this transition that you have done right over here. So when you focus upon it, what changes are going to happen? It is going to take up 0.5 seconds. Whatever changes happens, it is going to take up 0.5 seconds, guys. Okay, that is what I've put up right over there. So the changes that I want to make is the width. I want to increase it to be 400 pixels. I'm increasing the width to be 400 pixels, guys. And the border color. I want to change the border color to be blue in color, guys. So for that, hash 1F8. Okay, 1F8 right over here, 0E0. That is the color that I wanted to be changed to. And that is what I'm specifying right over here as well. That's the only two changes that I want to have when I click on it, when I focus over it itself. Okay. Again, guys, for those who are just here for attendance, please fuck off from my class on an immediate basis. Because again, just to remind you guys, everybody who has been asking for attendance for the past 15 minutes, we've already taken down your email IDs and you will not be able to get these certificates as well. If you're here in the class for learning, it's totally fine, guys. You can come here, learn as much as possible, do the project. It's totally fine with me. But if you are here for the class for just attendance, please fuck off. I don't have any utilization for you. Neither the other students who are here to learn, you are just deserving them as well. We don't want you to be in this community, as a matter of fact, like very seriously talking about it. If you are here to learn, you want to learn something new, you want to create the project, be there in the class, guys. You guys can be there. The lecture is not long. We started at 8:15. It has been 65 minutes up till this point of time since the lecture started. Coding has happened for just 60 minutes out of it, less than that as well. So if you are here, focus. If you don't want to focus, just fuck off. As simple as that, guys. Okay. Pay attention to the class. Right over here, guys, the next particular thing that we need to do is the button, guys. So the last two things that are currently remaining is the CSS code for the button, the subscribe button, guys, and the CSS code for our login link. Okay. These are the only two things that are present up to this point of time. Okay, so let's put it up, guys. .subBTN, that is the subscription button itself, guys. So the background of that is basically like blue in color. So background, we are going to put it up as the same color that I've taken up right over here. So hash 1F80, the same color, the blue color itself. We are going to have the height as 30 pixels. We are going to have the height as 30 pixels right over here. We're going to have the padding right over there, guys. So padding, we need to provide it on top and bottom. There shouldn't be any padding, so 0. I don't want to put up any kind of padding on the top and bottom of the button, guys. On the left and right of the button, I'm going to provide a padding of 20 pixels so that everything makes like looks out spaced out itself. Color of the text that I want to have, I'll put up the color as FFF, that is white, simple color. So to make the like button a little bit rounded, right now the button that we are able to see, it's not rounded at all. Here, if you see the button on our website that we want to create, the button appears a little bit rounded in nature from the corners, right? The button appears a little bit rounded from the nature itself, right guys? Please let me know. You're having this button as a little bit rounded from the sides, guys. To do that, you provide a border radius, guys. You provide a particular border radius, and I will provide a border radius right over here as 5 pixels. So that will make the border a little bit rounded, approximately 5 pixels of radius rounded right over there. That is what I'm setting up right over there, guys. The next thing that we want to change is we don't want any kind of borders to our like button. It should be completely blue, so none right over here. We don't want anything. The next thing that we want to change is outline as well. We don't want any kind of outlines. That too will put up as none. We don't want anything right over there. Text transform, everything inside of the button should appear to be capital letters. So for that, we are going to use text transform and we're going to use uppercase. Okay. Text transform uppercase will convert all your text inside of that button to uppercase characters. As simple as that. Font weight, that is used to font weight. So font weight, just set it up as 700 itself. So that will make it a little bit bolder than we need. Okay. And the next particular part is the font size. So let us take up the font size as well. The font size will be 12 pixels, guys. So 12 pixels of font size, that should be more than sufficient. And then we'll put up a margin as well. So margin, we'll put it up as up and bottom. We don't need any margin. So 0. And on left and right, we'll put up a margin of 10 pixels outside the button. So outside the button as well, we need some space right over there. That margin should do the trick for us. The next little thing that we're going to go further with is the login link, guys. Okay, the login link right over here, this href for the login. So that is going to be very simple. Dot login link. Okay, and we'll put it up the parenthesis and we'll put up the color right over there. So color will take up as FFF, that is white. Then we're going to have the opacity. We'll put up the opacity as 0.9, already discussed, nothing new right over here. We'll take up the text transform property and we'll convert everything to uppercase. Once again, so all the letters will come up as uppercase itself. Okay. The next thing that we're going to take up is the font size. Font size is going to be 15 pixels. Then the next thing that we're going to take up as font weight. That too will take it up as 700 itself, the same weight that we had taken up for the button. And text decoration. Text decoration will take it up as none. We don't want anything to happen to this. We want it to be as simple as possible. Let's go back to our website and let's see. So this is the website that we had created. Let us see what happens when we reload the page. As you're able to see, everything is working absolutely fine. I click on it, the animation is also working fine, the transitions is also working fine. We are done with the navigation bar. We are done with the navigation bar itself. And guys, able to see this, please let me know. All the code that we have written today, we are done with the navigation bar itself. Can we skip the none parameters? Not at all, because there are some default none like values that are there. Because there is a default value, that is the reason why we are putting up none right over there, because we want it to be in our case itself. Putting up none is very important. So today we have created the entirety of our navigation bar, guys. Entirety of our navigation bar. So we have written somewhere around 80 lines of CSS code, guys. And in total, we have to write somewhere about, let's assume, let me just check how much code that we have to write. We have to write 300 lines of CSS code. We have just written 80 lines of CSS code right now. We have to write double of this. We still have to write double of this, guys. So yes, there's a lot of code that we have to write. But nevertheless, the project is amazing. It is something that you guys will be able to put up on your resumes as well, and people will be able to like it. It's a good project to have on your book. Okay, so right now I'll be providing you guys with the resource link first of all for all the videos and audio. So let me just create the resource link, guys. Let me just create the resource link for you guys. Give me a second. Let me just do that. New folder. Hotstar resource create. Okay, we need to upload the files. Where is the upload button? File upload. Stop. Hotstar. Images, videos. Open. I have to do it individually. What the fuck? Folder upload. Hotstar. Images, videos. Upload. Upload. So the videos and the pictures are getting uploaded right now, guys. I will provide the resource link to you guys right now itself. For today's class, I've given you guys one assignment. Okay, for today's class, I've already given you guys one assignment, guys. Along with that, I've already given you, so for today, your aim is to whatever we have learned in today's class, whatever we have coded in today's class, you need to code it by yourself. Okay, you need to code it by yourself. Are you guys able to understand what I'm trying to say? Please let me know. Whatever we have learned in today's class, whatever we have coded in today's class, I want you guys to recode everything on your own after today's class. This video is available with you guys with lifetime access. Okay, you guys can refer to this video at any particular point of time. So please make sure that you guys are paying attention and you guys are because if you're not practicing, you are not learning anything. You're just wasting your time. Okay, you're not learning anything. You're just wasting your time itself, guys. So please make sure that you guys are practicing everything that we have learned in today's class. I'm going to pin the resource link in the live chat as well as I'll put it up inside of the description of the video as well. So I'll just put up the description of the video right over here. Control V, resources, resources, save. I pinned it up right over here as well. So let me just pin it up right over here. So I put up the resource drive link in the live chat. I've pinned it up as well. Inside of our description, video description as well, I've provided you guys with the drive link. Now tomorrow I will be taking up the attendance in the first 5 minutes of the class. Tomorrow I will be taking up the attendance in the first 5 minutes of the class, guys. If you guys are not present in the class in the first 5 minutes, forget about your certificates. Tomorrow, those people, even if you are having 100% attendance as well, if tomorrow you are missing out on even one of the attendance links, you will not get the certificates. Am I clear with it or not? Am I clear with it or not? Please let me know. If tomorrow you guys are not present in the class on time, then you are not going to get the certificates. Am I clear with it? Okay, great. So I'll provide you guys with the attendance link right now. This is day 5, right, today? So the attendance link will be closed in the next 5 minutes, guys. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 9:36. Attendance link will be closed exactly at 9:36, guys. Please start filling up your attendance right now. Like I said, tomorrow, if anybody is not able to fill up the attendance or misses out any of the attendance tomorrow, he will or she will not get the certificates. So tomorrow it is compulsory to come to the classes live. It is compulsory to come to the classes live tomorrow, guys. If you are missing out on the attendance tomorrow, please do not tell me that I did not get my certificates or something like that. Nobody can help you out with that after that. Okay, attendance will be closed exactly at 9:36, guys. Please start filling up your attendance right over there. Thank you so much, guys. I had a great day today, and I hope that you guys were able to learn something in today's class. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Bye, guys. Bye, bye, bye.